has been properly posted, ready to go. All right. Public may participate and may contact the secretary for input. Let's start with a roll call. Michelle?
Yes, sorry, Chair Rich Landsberg,
Present.
Vice Chair Josh Chapman,
Here.
Director Tom Stallard,
Here.
Director Will Arnold,
I'm here.
non-voting Director Angel Barajas, not here. And UC Davis Representative, I think Matt Dulcich is on first today.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you, Michelle. We'll go to agency business number 1. We'll consider the finding by majority vote that we can operate under COVID-19 emergency. Do we need a vote on that, Ryan?
Yes, you do.
All right. Any comments on number 1?
Move approval, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Second.
Second, Arnold.
It's been moved and seconded. Michelle, please vote, please.
Chair Landsberg,
Aye.
Vice Chair Chapman,
Aye.
Director Stallard,
Aye.
Director Arnold.
Aye.
Thank you, Michelle. That takes us to item number 2, approve the agenda. Everybody had a chance to look at the agenda. And if we have, can we have a motion on number 2?
Move the agenda.
Moved by, was that Stallard?
Yep.
Second.
Second, Arnold.
It's been moved and seconded. Michelle, a voice vote, please, on number 2.
Chair Landsberg,
Aye.
Vice Chair Chapman,
Aye.
Director Stallard,
Aye.
Director Arnold.
Thank you. It takes us to number 3, public comment. Michelle, have we received any public comments regarding our agenda?
We have
We have?
not received any public comment.
Okay, thank you. That takes us to item number 4, which is the CEQA impact report, addendum number 13. Is that going to be from Tim?
Yeah, I can start and Ryan can fill in with whatever I miss. I might cover 4 and 5 together as they're really very much related. So item number 4 for consideration today is the EIR addendum number 13. We analyzed the impact of acquiring the water lease from the Nature Conservancy for 3,000 acre feet of water. The result of the analysis was that there's no impact to the environment for this contract. So that's one item for consideration. This is a very similar EIR addendum that we've done a number of times in the past. I think the last 7 or so have been for water transfers of some sort. The number 5 is the actual contract with the Nature Conservancy for the lease of up to 3,000 acre feet of water. This is something the board I know is already familiar with. We have been working very closely with the Nature Conservancy over the past week and a half or so to hammer out the details of this agreement. First, I'd like to apologize for not sending the board packet out earlier than we did last night. There were quite a few details in the contract that we were actually working on through yesterday afternoon even. So we're through with that. The good news is that this is 3,000 acre feet of water there. They have a flow-based water right in Mill Creek. They actually have 3 water rights that we're using parts of all 3 of them. It is enough water to keep our plant running at the minimum flow or higher rates. For us, our minimum treatment flow is around 6 MGD. That's about the lowest that they go to, unless it stays incredibly dry. And then they can go actually quite a bit higher. Their top end of their flow is more than what we need in winter. So we'll work, the agency will decide what, we probably would go slightly above the minimum when we can, as conditions permit. And we will be working with Nature Conservancy closely, at least weekly throughout the winter season, to basically optimize how much water we're taking. We can't overuse what they have available, but we may want to go higher than the minimum to help out the agency's partners. The price that we settled on is not too different than what we had discussed earlier. It's $100 an acre foot. This contract is actually simpler than the other ones we've done, in that it is strictly pay as you go water transfer. We're not paying anything up front. We're not paying an option contract. This is strictly we pay for the water that we use at $100 an acre foot. At that price, it's significantly less than market rate. It's market rate these days, probably depending on where a person is, $400 to maybe $800 an acre foot. So this is actually a very good deal for the agency. The Nature Conservancy has been wonderful to work with. And they understand that when the term 91 curtailment and the other curtailment ends, we'll go back to our primary water rate and we will not be using this water right all winter unless the curtailments stay in place. Should talk about curtailments real quickly. We're actually under 2 different curtailments right now. The normal term 91 curtailment that we're used to experiencing, but there's also another one that the state imposed, I think it was in August, end of August this year, which basically curtails all water rights newer than 1883. Both of those need to be lifted prior in order for us to use our primary water right again. And so with that in place, I think even though there's a pretty significant storm coming the next week or so, I think they set up above Shasta, maybe even 10 inches of rain. So it's a real significant storm if it happens. But I think even with that, the curtailments probably won't end as a result of this next series of storms. It looks like there's dry weather after that, high pressure ridges coming in November. So I think the state will stay conservative and we'll keep the curtailments in place even with this series of storms coming in. I think of it, Ryan, is there anything that I missed?
No, not missed. Let me just add a couple of things. Yeah, as Tim said, with the curtailments, it's pretty likely that at least the term 91 curtailment will stick around for quite some time. Conditions in the Delta are tough, and so that's the driver on term 91. So it's pretty likely the agency's permit will stay curtailed for quite a while. In terms of what the EIR addendum covers, the basic environmental analysis in it is that Sacramento River flows almost never go below 4,000 acre feet, and we're talking about 4,000 cubic feet per second in the Sacramento River, and we're talking about 8 cubic feet per second. So it's a very, very small percentage of the river. And then this transfers a really nice sort of win-win. Nature Conservancy keeps the water in Mill Creek, which it has to do at the moment for fish, but then can pick it up later. It was indicative that Nature Conservancy needed to talk to the Wildlife Conservation Board about this, and that state board approved this within like 3 hours. It was amazing. Wow. So this is a nice sort of win-win project, and the environmental effect on the Sacramento River is minuscule at most. So it's a pretty simple EIR addendum.
Thank you, Ryan.
Does this mean we don't have the problem with the feds that was the concern, the latent concern?
What we have is an adjudicated right by Nature Conservancy. They have a 1920 court judgment that says that this is what the right is. They are more than happy to participate with Woodland Davis in exercising that right. We have not really discussed it with Reclamation. You won't be using this water during the period when your reclamation contract applies. So, I mean, that is frequently Reclamation's perspective is, well, are you taking our contract water during April to October, or are you taking some other water? And, they tend to want to charge you for that contract water, but you'll be outside the contract period with this water lease from TNC.
So are they aware of this potentially happening, or is it a sleeping dog's lie situation?
I don't know to what extent they follow your agendas. We haven't picked up the phone and called them.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments or questions for either Ryan or Tim? Ryan, can both of these be taken on one vote?
I'd recommend they be taken separately, partly because you have a separate resolution on number 5.
Okay. All right.
Except the analysis.
Let's go to number. Hold on, Tom. Any public comments, Michelle, on either 4 or 5?
No public comments on items 4 or 5 of the agenda.
Thank you. So Stallard moves number 4. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Stallard. Okay. Second.
Second, Chapman.
Chapman
seconds. Michelle, voice vote, please.
Certainly. Director Chapman. Oh, no, Vice Chair Chapman.
Aye.
Director Stallard.
Aye.
Director Arnold,
Aye.
Chair Landsberg.
Aye. Thank you, Michelle. Any other comments or questions on number 5, the contract? I'm sure you all read every word of that contract. right, Tom? All right. Any public comments on number 5, Michelle?
None received.
Great. Only comment I have is, Tim, I know you've been working really hard with Ryan on getting this done. We sure appreciate it. We all keep praying for rain. We got some last night. I know it's not enough, but let's keep our fingers crossed and we keep getting storms. So with that, we have a motion on number 5.
Moved by Chapman.
Moved by Chapman. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Stallard seconds. Michelle?
Chair Landsberg,
Aye.
Aye.
Vice Chair Chapman,
Aye.
Director Stallard,
Aye.
Director Arnold.
Aye.
So we got through our agenda pretty quickly. Ryan, anything else for us?
Don't believe so. Thank you very much.
Great. Tim, anything?
One quick note, we did receive the checks from the county yesterday. So the full $750 some odd thousand for the taxes has been refunded back to the agency.
Better
Can't
cash
wait
it
to
quick.
do a conference in some nice sunny place.
Tempting.
All right. Anything, Matt, from UC Davis?
It's great to see you all. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, great. That brings us to item number 6, adjournment. Hopefully, we're going to be meeting again on January 20th unless that special comes up. Is that right, Tim?
Yep.
Let us know.
Yeah, we should be good.
Everybody,
This is enough water to get us through the winter. So
Oh,
if
that's
it doesn't
nice.
the winter, we're okay.
Great.
You-
That includes mixing water, Tim?